Thanks, Brandon. Call the Scottsboro City Council work session to order. Invocation given by Mr. Gary Stewart and pledge of allegiance given by Mr. Miller.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for another beautiful day you've given us. Thank you for all the many blessings you've given us. We ask now that you watch over these proceedings and they'll be acceptable in your sight. Please watch over all the citizens of Scottsboro and the employees as they go about their daily business. Please watch over our military, bring them home safely to their families. In Christ's name we ask it. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on tonight's agenda is a request from Goose Pond for appropriation for the 4th of July fireworks.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to come before you and have this chance to update you on a few things. Before we talk about fireworks, I want to mention the marina that we're working on that will be finished probably within this next month. We're about 75% done on the financial side of it, and we're probably more like 85 to 90% done with the physical work. We have two big ticket items left, the parking lot and some sidewalks that will go down to it that we're going to try to wrap up. But if you guys haven't seen it, I'd like to ask you to go out and look around. We're going to add 44 slips right now, and that's already bringing in people from outside the area. They're just about all full, the new ones that we built. So, and most of them are coming from outside the area that's going to be shopping here in town and spending money here in town. So I'd like to thank you guys because you guys have been a big help to us getting that pulled off and getting that done. And without some of your guidance and leadership, it'd be a lot more difficult to get done what we've got done. So thank you for that. Also, this month is the NJCAA, the National Junior College National Championship that we held at Goose Pond. And I'd like to ask you guys, a lot of you come to represent the city, but I'd like to go ahead and ask, since I'm in front of you, if y'all have some time on May 18th, Monday, May 18th, which is right after your council meeting, I suppose, from 7 to 9 p.m. we'll be having a banquet there. There's 25 teams that come, and these teams literally come from all over the country, and there'll be about 40 schools represented when you add the individuals. We expect usually about 250 people that will come to that, and every one of those folks are from outside the area. There will not be any teams from the state of Alabama, but there will be some teams from Mississippi and Tennessee and Georgia and Arizona and all over. So I'll send you something also right before, like I usually do, but since I'm in front of you, I'd like to let you invite you to that. What I came tonight to talk to you about was the fireworks show that we held on the 4th of July every year. The last few years, we've worked real hard to keep our costs down, keep our expenses down. Since 2006, we've spent $6,500 on the fireworks show, and it has the rate has not changed. We've been able to keep it down because we've always had a somewhat local company that's taking care of the fireworks show up until 2011. In 2011, they quit doing fireworks, so I've been contracting out with other vendors, and they've always honored the price from the year before, so I've been able to keep those prices down to $6,500. The problem is the state regulations has gotten kind of strict, so there's fewer and fewer companies involved in fireworks shows now. At one time there were 40 companies involved, and now there's 7. They all have a minimum to do a show on the 4th. They will not do a show on the 4th for anything less than $10,000 because the demand's so high. They tell me I can change to the 3rd and things, and since we've done this fireworks show for 32 years, I don't feel confident changing it to the 3rd. I think it's a tradition that we have in our community, something that draws people in from outside the area. So I have I have a contract, I've sent out bids to 3 different companies, and every company I talked to said the same thing, that at minimum, they wouldn't talk to me unless we're willing to put $10,000 into it. It doesn't mean we'll have the same product, we'll actually have more product than we've had in the past. So it'll just be more fireworks for that amount of money, which is good. At first I was thinking that we get the same product for a higher price. What I've worked out is with the winning bidder of a contract of $10,500. And that's a pretty good jump. You guys have supported us since 2002 in part of our fireworks show, and because our price has never changed in that time frame, we've never asked for a change from you guys, other than the bands and some other things, but the fireworks itself has never changed. With that jump in price, I'd like to ask that you guys grant us $5,000 to help pay for that. I hate doing that, but the price, is going to change like that. It's just something we've been able to keep down, been able to keep under control. But now that since there's only 7 companies in business, they're just not interested in doing anything any different. They don't give you a less show at all. They give you a better show. One thing that I think is exciting that we're going to do this year, I'm working and I've got it all lined up that we can move the fireworks off at the beach. Our plan is to shoot fireworks off from a platform out in the water. And there's an advantage to that. The fire codes have gotten a lot stricter. Used to, we could shoot them off of the beach, but we try to keep people back. Now it's gotten so much, the codes are so strict that we can't have people basically in that parking lot of the Doc's Restaurant all the way to Ed Henry Road. And then over there by the pavilion, we have to rope it off too. And that takes a lot of people out of the area and kind of closes off an area that I hate to close it. Chuck Bryant, the fire marshal, and I have worked on this for years, trying to figure out different ways to come up with it. And everybody always says, "Why don't you shoot them off of a barge?" And that's kind of been difficult to do. But I finally figured out a way to do that. So, provided the weather's good, that's what I'm going to try to do this year. Do something a little different. I think it'll be a great show. The fireworks company's all for it. They think it's going to be great. I'll have to get some press out because resistance to change is interesting sometimes and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I just wanted to let you know what's going on and why it's changed, and the fact that we've kept this price down. It's not something that jumps. That we've been able to keep it down over the years. It's just after about 10 years of having that same price that eventually it will change. So, you may have any questions for me?
What's our normal contribution?
$2,000 is what we get from you guys.
That's our yearly budget, 2,000.
And I was asked why I didn't bring it up at budget time. That far out in advance, I didn't know what the contract was going to be. And I didn't feel comfortable coming to ask for money until I knew a better idea what it was. Fireworks companies, they kind of want to see who's going to pay them the most before they'll start really talking to you. When all things settle, we're really the lowest one that they deal with, because the ones on the 4th are usually the big cities.
And it's traditionally been 6,500 in the past.
6,500 just for the fireworks, not counting bands and other stuff, but yeah.
So our 2,000 went to that 65.
Yeah.
Just around a third, what we used to do, now we expect to do, or ask to do, around half.
Yeah, there's other costs that's going up too, but I'm just basing this on the fireworks. I've been able to absorb it. I've absorbed those other costs over the years. The bands is probably the biggest thing. I've just absorbed them and just kind of took care of it that way.
Is it accurate? Someone told me that y'all unexpectedly received about $50,000 from somebody that owed money, a business out there. Is that correct?
It wasn't unexpected, but yeah, there was a business that we got that resolved on.
I was just wondering if you had extra 50, we ain't got extra 50 later.
Well, I wouldn't call that an extra 50, but yeah.
So you're asking us for 5,000?
Yes.
And this is free of public?
Yeah, this,
The entire event?
yeah, the whole event, we don't charge anything at all. If you haven't been to it, there's lots of people out there that we do our best. And you guys in particular, the city does a good job helping us. Chief Dahl, the fire department does a great job helping us. Sheriff Miller, Sheriff Phillips does a good job helping us with the fireworks and the rescue squad. Without them, it's been a great benefit.
Well, in the past, we've given two towards the 6,500. Where did you get the other funding?
We take it out of operations from Gooseman.
Okay, so you guys made up the other 4,500?
Yeah. Yeah, and a few years ago, I started charging some vendors, and I get maybe 10 vendors. That helps out a little bit, but it doesn't make up the cost for anything. The vendors are selling hot dogs and, funnel cakes and things.
So you don't have sponsorships or anything like that?
No. Now, we've looked at that a couple of times. And I've had some, I don't know, I guess you call them beer vendors that were interested in it, but we try to kind of keep it as family friendly as possible. Not that that's not family friendly, but it's such a big event, we really try to keep an eye on that.
Any other questions? We'll put it on next, well, actually, we won't have a meeting next week. Yeah, we will, I'm sorry, on the 11th, we'll put it on next week's agenda.
All right, thank you for your time. If y'all have any questions on anything, just let me know.
Well, since we're talking about council meetings and work sessions, I'm going to go ahead and announce that. On the next week, Monday the 11th, we will have a council meeting. On the 18th, there will not be any meeting at all, no meeting. On the 25th, of course, is Memorial Day holiday, we will not meet, so we will meet on the 26th at 6 p.m. We'll have a work session and a council meeting. So the 11th, next Monday, council meeting. 18th, no meeting. 25th, it's a holiday that Monday. Tuesday, the 26th, we'll meet. We'll have a work session and a council meeting at 6 p.m.
We can do at least one of those days, I'm sure.
Go to reports. Gary, you speak. Oh, you speak.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Gary speaking. Gary Morgan.
Ooh.
Thank you, Mr. President, council members, citizens. Just very briefly here, I just wanted to update you a little bit on First Monday and put a request forward, and I'll also talk to the mayor about this. I gave you a couple of documents here, papers, the remainder of First Monday schedules. And I don't know how, if, there's a couple of holidays in there, Labor Day, and of course, 4th of July. It's usually been tradition that there'll be an extended weekend that weekend, either the Friday before or a Monday after. And of course, I'll discuss that with the mayor, to have an extended First Monday. But I wanted to mention this to y'all specifically. The first Monday is always before, the first Monday trade days weekend is always before the first Monday of each month. Not the next week or the week before, but always before. Even if there's 2 a month, it always is before the first Monday. And if you haven't seen the Scottsboro website, I don't know if you have, the Scottsboro website is very informative. And of course, all the schedule is on there. It has a great history of First Monday. Please take a look at that if you haven't seen it already. It's very informative. And so this brings up to this little 3-part paper right here. Is First Monday can be utilized to advertise the city of Scottsboro. And how I'm suggesting to do this is very inexpensive. And it has the potential of being very productive. And that is, in each, coming into the city of Scottsboro, you have signage already that says City of Scottsboro, welcome. And it's what I'm asking and as I previously said, I'll talk to the mayor about this, but I'm also asking if, for the approval of placing a sign, a little bit of signage at each one of those areas where the city of Scottsboro welcomes people. And I have 3 instances here: Discover Scottsboro's history on the first Monday trade days, and then info at the city website. And of course, there's several different ways you can do that, however you'd like to do it, but I'd like to suggest you do that. Advertise First Monday, advertise the city of Scottsboro, and direct people to the website, because on that website, there's a plethora of information that's available. Here, Goose Pond Colony, and all sorts of other activities available here in Scottsboro, to include economic development. So, and I don't believe there's anything at the entrance of our town that mentions the website. Of course, the website can be very useful to keep visitors in on that location, as well as advertise the First Monday. And First Monday this weekend, we've seen more visitors up there. There's more vendors. This, of course, as the weather warms and we get toward the holidays, whether it be the 4th or Labor Day, this is always a tradition. Excuse me, the vendors and the public increases. So I would like to ask you to consider this, advertising on the highways and byways of Scottsboro where you have the welcome signs, just a short blurb. And I would think probably that this could be done in-house, since other signage is done in-house. But it's important that people know that website's there. And so this is an opportunity for us as vendors at First Monday to advertise the event, but also to advertise Scottsboro. Any questions?
You have anything?
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Mr. Wallinger, do you have anything?
Thank everybody for coming out tonight. Good to see everybody supporting our Impact Learning Center at the Luau this weekend. We got to see a lot of folks. Appreciate those guys putting on that event and supporting continuing education in our community. That's all I've got. Thank you very much.
Mr. Smith? Gary? Mr. Miller?
Just like I said, this past weekend, we had a it's coming up in July, a baseball tournament at Veterans in Minefield. We had, I don't know how many teams here.
I think it was 9 teams and 9 under and 7 teams and 8.
So almost 20 teams, bringing all those people in, and quite a few people as I went out to get lunch at different places. I saw them out there eating as well, so I was glad to see us making use of both facilities and get both of those in with teams. So hopefully we can encourage a little bit more of that.
Thank you. I'd just like to say that I went to First Monday this past weekend and to Mason, my 3-year-old. We were doing our weekly, whenever we can, trip to Payne's to get our 50-cent ice cream. And I'm not going to cut that out and die. But the first vendor that we walked up to, they were from Walker County, around Jasper, and they'd been doing it for several years, I think 20 or 30 years. And they didn't realize I was on the council, or I was just an average Joe citizen. And they talked about how friendly Scottsboro was, and that was one reason why they kept coming to Scottsboro. That they had had a very good day as far as selling. And then I introduced myself and told them that I was on the city council, and they praised us for not charging for them being there, and that how much money they saved over the course of a couple of years since we've done it. And I asked them, I said, whenever you go somewhere else, to maybe if someone's doing something different, that is successful, to bring it back to us and present it to us. So they weren't the only ones. I was telling Mr. Cameron before our meeting, there was a lot of other folks that were there that had the same. They talked about how friendly people are here in Scottsboro, and it's something. They had a lot of really good items to sell this weekend. I was really impressed. Mason came away with, I guess, quite a few pet rocks, and but it was something good. I went into Payne's and they were packed out, and And something else that they were talking about was the car show that was coming in that evening, that brought in quite a few people. But the girls that were working at Haynes were talking about how busy they get on first Monday. And some of the people that were shopping, I asked where they were from, and they were from Tennessee, so they weren't local people either. So we have a lot to offer, and I kind of like this idea of extending it. It's my own personal opinion. We'll get into that later in another meeting, I'm sure. But a lot to offer at first Monday. And just appreciate everyone that came out tonight. So with that, we'll adjourn. Thank y'all.